Hey, love. Welcome back to another episode of Rollerset to Mindset. I'm your host, Angela B. Fuller, Master Hairstylist turned Certified Transformation Coach. How y'all doing? Listen, today we have such a juicy episode set up for you because we are still at the top of the year. You know, we're at that place in this year of 2024 that we are still trying to figure this thing all out. You know, we've made plans, you've written down goals, I am sure, and you are starting to see some things happening. But you know what I found? Even with all the planning and the setting of goals, there's still a level of uncertainty when it comes to how you're going to achieve your goal or if you even are going to achieve it, even if it's your 30, 60, 90-day goal. Days goal. But here's the thing. I want to talk about those feelings that come about when you've been working so hard, you've been planning, and yet still you feel a little bit of uncertainty. But before I dive in, I have a pop question for you. My pop question is this. When you run into the feeling of uncertainty, what do you do? Do you keep going? Do you pause and just sit in the uncertainty and say to yourself, what's the point? It's never going to work. What on earth was I thinking? Or do you just push forward even with the uncertainty? So I want you to think about that question, that pop question as we move into this episode. Because this is what I found. Sometimes we have to buy into the dream. We really do. Sometimes we just got to go all out and just buy into it, sight unseen. Because I believe that if you have prepped and you are coming upon the moment that you've been waiting for, there's no more time to ponder. I say just go all in. Buy totally into it. Because a lot of times that is what it's going to take to push you over the edge, to push you over that bridge. Because I know that feeling. And I know my beauty industry professionals and the women that we serve, we all run into the same thing. Think about it, ladies. When you are styling your client's hair from behind that styling chair, makeup artists, when you are beating that face and got everything looking correct, nail technicians, when you are filing those nails down and polishing it and putting that top coat on, I know that the women that you serve, they talk to you about their dreams and their goals and also the fears that they have that comes with it, that comes with doing anything great, that comes with doing anything beyond your comfort zone. We are filled with joy and excitement, but we are also filled with fear and uncertainty because up until that point, you kind of knew what was going on. And once you've gotten to that point, everything else is past. But now you're at that tipping point of moving forward and uncertainty has set in and it gets you scared. You are scared. But what I want you to understand is this. Understand that you've been preparing for this moment. Understand that you have been putting blood, sweat, and tears into this moment. Understand that you've been kind of keeping quiet about it because sometimes when we go too quick or go too loud and sharing what our goals and our dreams and our plans are, for the people who are not on the same train as we are, for the people who are not going in the same direction that we are going, we can allow their fears or their desire to just keep you where they know you, keep you where they are comfortable with you, it can sometimes derail you. So a lot of times we've got to keep this thing quiet, or we've got to talk to the people who support us, who understand where we are because they were once there and they pushed through and they realized their dreams. So all I'm saying is this. During this period of uncertainty, just look to the hills from where your help comes. Look to the power that gave you the vision anyway. You know, God is with you. He is going to see you through. He is not going to start something and not finish. And as long as we remember where the dream, where the purpose came from, we can always tap into that power, tap into that source that we so sometimes desperately need to keep moving. I know that when I think about the many times that I started and I stopped, and what about those times that you started and you found yourself having so much momentum till that thing scared you? I mean, there was a time when I was hitting all my numbers, I was hitting all my goals, things were just moving. I was planning, I was writing down, I was producing, I was creating, I was batching and getting everything out. Then I started to get scared because I said to myself, man, this thing is real. This thing is really happening. People are responding. And when I thought about the fact that I've got to continue to show up, that scared the daylights out of me. And I wanted to regress. I wanted to pause. But then I remembered, Angie, the reason you want to pause is because up until this point, you knew everything. Up until this point, everything proved to be what it is. Now you're at that junction where there is uncertainty. And I had to stop. I had to review. I had to pray. I had to meditate. And I had to pretty much put myself in a crawl state so that I would not stop. Even if I wasn't picking up momentum, at least I knew that if I would just, even if I had to crawl, that eventually I would get my courage back and then I would keep on moving and grooving and produce. So all I'm saying is, understand this, that God supplied you with your gifts. He supplied you with your faith. He supplied the knowledge. Now all you got to do is keep moving, add some wisdom to that knowledge, because when you add wisdom to the knowledge, you extract the most that you can out of that knowledge. And then you get that groove back. Then the steam, that locomotive start to move again. And then you get your joy back, you get your juice back, and you're off to the races. Understand that you have to keep going because you are about to bring changes, not only in your life, but in the people who are waiting for you. Don't you know that there are a group of individuals waiting for you to do what you're supposed to do so that they can draw on your momentum, they can draw and borrow your belief? Yes, we're not in this thing for ourselves. Sometimes we might feel like we're by ourselves, but we're never by ourselves. But for certain, we are not in it for ourselves. Understand that from the conception of your vision, from the conception of your idea, listen to me now, from the conception of your idea, you have been growing, and it may not feel like you've been growing in your purpose, but you have been growing. Because as long as you're moving, as long long as you are looking for the knowledge, as long as you are asking questions, the more, for as long as you are revising and course correcting, you are growing. And then you have an increased awareness of who you are, your purpose, who your people are, and what you have to do to reach those people. Understand that as long as you keep going, you will win. And don't worry about it, because worry never helped anything. All I'm trying to say is when things start to look like it's too good to be true, it's not. It's good because it is true, and it's good because you have earned it. So continue to allow yourselves to be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of the power that placed the idea and the passion in you from the first place, so that it's good and that it is acceptable and that it is perfect. All right? Do not give up. It's about to be. Do you hear me? It's about to be. So continue to seek clarity. Continue to seek courage. Be courageous in your pursuit. Because when you are courageous, because courage comes before confidence, so once you have built that courage, guess what's going to happen? Honey, you are going to be confident in what you are doing and the impact you are making in the lives that you are changing. Because when you have confidence, you walk different. You talk different. You hold your body different. I mean, when someone look at you, it gives them the idea that, I think I can do this. If I continue to tap into her, if I can hitch my wagon to her, I think I can move forward. So keep going. And when you've got the clarity, when you've got the courage, when you've got the confidence, then that's when life begins to be joyful and blissful. You hear me? You got this. Don't quit. Do not even contemplate quitting. All right? If you feel like this message has touched you and you can think of one person who's on this journey of self-discovery, who's on the journey of producing and putting their gifts and passion out into the world, I want you to share this episode with that person. That's how you can help someone. Just one person. Pass this episode on and see the changes that you can make in just one person's life. I'll talk with you soon. Okay? Bye.